Hi, hello everyone. Welcome to Learn Tech with Bharat. Uh, Today we are going to discuss the C++ interview question, that is multi-threading. What is a thread? How to create a thread? Okay. Yeah. So before going to a thread, let's discuss about the process. So what is a process? Process is nothing but execution of a program. So if you run any program, the operating system will run it is as a process. Okay, so each process is having its own process ID and address space. Okay, so next we'll check what is a thread. Thread is nothing but a lightweight process. So why it is called as a lightweight process? Because it is a smallest unit of the process. So that is why it is called as a lightweight process. So if you run multiple threads in a same process, it is nothing but multi-threaded. So if you run multiple threads in a same process, we call it as a multi-thread. Okay, so each thread is having its own thread ID and it will share the same address space. It means that suppose here if you see thread 1 is there, thread 2 is there, thread 3 is there. If thread 1 is having some resource, so that resource can share with thread 2 and thread 3 and main thread and also parent process of that thread. Same as thread 2 and thread 3 also. If thread 3 is having some resource, that thread 3 can share to thread 1, thread 2 or main thread or parent process. Okay. Yeah, we'll see how to create a thread, on how many ways to create a thread. Mainly the interviewer will ask you that what is a thread and how to create a thread and what will happen. Okay. So this is the header file to use thread from C++11, and advantages of using thread is a parallel programming and faster execution and performance will be more. Okay, so yeah, let's see how to create a thread. Yeah, so first interviewer he will ask you like in the way what is a thread and how to create, how many ways to create, just explain. So you have to be sure that be prepared and explain a simple way. Okay. Mm, okay, let's get started. Include IO stream. As I told you, we have to include thread header file, and I'm using space, using namespace std, create a main thread. Okay. Okay, now what I am going to do, I am going to create a thread. Number of ways to create a thread. So in here, and to create a thread, so first we have to create thread object. So here t1 is my thread object. Okay, to execute that thread I am writing one function. Okay, this is function 1, this is a function parameter. So now what will happen, function 1 cout inside of fun1. Okay, so here what is happening here, main thread will get start when controller comes to here thread t1. Again thread t1 will get execute parallelly with the main thread. Okay, so after completion of this main thread, again it will come back to main thread. So when this function T1 thread completes, it is coming back, right? So till then main thread has to wait. So otherwise what will happen, the program will get terminated. See, let me show you. Let's compile this. Sorry, th spelling mistake. Yeah, run it. See, terminate called without an active exception. So here what you have to do, here t1 dot join, it means that so main thread will get execute, right? And parallelly t1 also will get execute. So after this, so main thread will get wait for t1 thread to complete. So you have to write this join method for how many threads you are going to create, for those many. Okay, now let's run this, compile, run it. See, instead of fun1, this is how you will create a thread. Okay, if you have the parameter, let's see, if you have the parameter, how do you create a thread? This is a thread t2 and fun2, and let's pass the parameter here, value. Okay, so void fun2 int a. So I'm removing this instead of, because okay, let's keep it. Instead of fun2 a and okay, so the main thread has to wait t2 dot join. Here instead of join you can write t2 dot or t1 dot detach also. So detach means what it will do, so main thread will not wait for this t2 thread. So main thread will get terminate. So this t2 thread will run in the back end. Okay, in the background t2 will keep on running. So once it is done, it is done. Okay, but here join method means the main thread will wait for t2 thread. Okay, so now let's run this. Yeah, so here instead of fun2, instead of fun1 10, but this 10 has to display for instead of fun2 here. So why it has printed like this? Why? Because these threads are running parallelly. So main thread is running parallelly, t1 and t2 are also running parallelly. That is why you are getting logs like this. If you run again the output will be different. See, okay, so this is how threads are running parallelly. Okay, so these are the two methods to create a thread, and we'll see another method, that is lambda method. Okay, so lambda function means, you know, right, unnamed function. Thread, I'm giving t3. So usually how we will create a lambda function, first we'll give capture class parameter and open this, close this, and close. Here we will do some operations, right? So in the same way here in the thread object also, here we'll do same thing, capture class. If you want to pass any parameter you can pass here, and open this. Here I'm printing instead of fun3 lambda, so endl end. So here also end of the line we have to give semicolon. Now again t3 dot join. Clear? Now let's run this. execute. So instead of fun1, instead of fun3, lambda instead of fun2. So all these three threads data has printed. This is another method of creating a thread. Okay, so now we'll see another method. Another method means, suppose there is a class base. Okay, let's give semicolon here and give public. Okay, suppose here I have a static function cout instead of static function. Okay, so here what I am doing here, if we have a static function inside the base class, so how to create a thread? Okay, so static function is not related to the class. It will store in the code section, data section. So we can call this static function without object also, using the class name also we can call. Suppose let's see thread t4 so usually like how we will call, this is the class, how we will call a static function means base class using class name, right? Static function. Okay, the same way base class name, just copy paste the function name, static function. Okay, so this is how we will create a thread for the static function. Now t4 dot join, save, let's run this. So this all running parallelly, right? That is why data is merged here. So instead of static function. So if you don't want to do that, you can comment this. And run. If it is there, then like we'll come to know these all threads are running parallelly. So that is why I have uncommented. Okay, now this is for the static function. Okay, now if I have a non-static function, then how to create a thread? So I'm creating a thread. Now thread t5. Let's see if I have a non-static function. Suppose let's say void class function cout instead of class function. So this function is related to the class, right? So only we can call using a object. So now I'm going to create a object for this class. Object name is obj, class name is base. I have to call the function, this function, class function. So usually how we will call obj dot class function. Okay, but here to create a thread and to execute this class function parallelly, here we have to pass address of this function, means function pointer. What is a function pointer? It means that address of a function. Okay, how we will pass? Here we have to pass base class fun. Okay, this class 1. along with we have to pass the address of obj. Why? Because this function is a class function. So first argument of this class function will be this pointer. This pointer means address of the current object. So that is why we have to pass ampersand of obj, and first argument will be the function pointer. Okay, now t5 dot join. Let's compile this. Let's run this. See, inside a class function. Clear? Okay. Yeah, there is other method also. Suppose there here you have obj, right? Yeah, so let's create a thread t6 of just pass the object. Okay, here when you pass the object, we have to overload this open brace and close brace operator inside of operator overload function end line. Okay, here you are passing a parameter as a object. So when you pass object as a parameter, here we have this operator, this one open and close brace operator, we have to overload. So yeah, so let's write join for this. Let's compile. Let's run. See, instead of operator. So this is how we will be creating a thread. If interviewer asks, you can show him any method. Okay, if he asks you like is there any other methods to create a thread, means so these many methods are there. Okay, yeah, that's all for today. Please keep watching. Thank you.